What's up, guys? It's Max from Wacky Engineering, and we are back with lesson 4 of how to use Fusion 360 for practical 3D printing. If you guys haven't seen the first 3 lessons, I highly recommend you go back and watch them, as each of these lessons do build upon each other, and each new lesson I try to go over a couple new tools. In today's lesson, we are going to be building a holder for this Kindle so that we can just set it on the desk and it'll hold itself up. In this lesson, a couple of the new tools we're going to go over is this press pull tool, and then we are also going to be inserting an SVG so that we can extrude it into our body. There's many scenarios where it might be easier to just import an SVG versus trying to sketch something out yourself. So anyways, let's get into it. The first thing we're going to want to do is start a sketch, as always. Alright, we're going to use our calipers here. We're going to get a rough measurement on the size of this Kindle so we can start the base. Looks like it's about 130, but I know once I have this thing folded open, the case kind of comes out a little bit. So there's 140. And then, of course, we're going to have, this is going to be the cutout inside the case, so the case is going to have to be longer. So, what is that? 145. Let's say 145, and then the width, I'm showing about 15. We're going to want some space because that'll be our cutout. So, how about 22? 145 by 22 is going to be our initial rectangle here. 145. Oops, that one's supposed to be 22. 145. I always like to use a midpoint constraint. It just pops it where I want it. Okay, so the next piece that we're going to want to do is kind of the a piece off the back of it, because this stand's going to be at an angle and we need something to kind of help hold it up. So we'll do another rectangle, and let's do that 70 by 22 maybe. Okay, and then the reason I made it a little long is we can midpoint this too, and then boom. Okay, so there's our main shape, finished sketch. We're going to extrude all this so on this Kindle, the screen doesn't really start till there. So, I mean, we could go in 20. I don't know, let's extrude it 25 out. That'll give us some space. Okay, so there's the rough shape. I think the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to draw on this, and I'm going to make a 45 from that corner to that corner, hit finish sketch. Let's remove that by doing extrude, and then just clicking this other side so it cuts it through. Okay, so that kind of gets that out of the way. Okay, so let's do our cutout now that this Kindle is gonna sit in, or the pocket. So we clicked on that top face right here, and we'll get a little more precise measurement this time for the actual cutout. We want to give ourselves a little bit of room here. So that gives us just a little bit, would be 135. Get a little bit better measurement on this. So that'd be 13 with me actually pushing on it a little bit. So 13.6 gives me a little bit of space. So let's get us a rectangle here. We'll do 135. 13.6. And then let's just kind of center this in here. So I'll just click OK for now, so 4.5. Now if I do this, it's going to tell me my sketch is over constrained. That's fine. I'm going to hit create driven, and then that now, I can't change it, but it does show me what it's at. So, you know, I can do like 4.2, and there we go. So 4.2 and 4.2. So now we know that that's centered. I can do the same thing on this side. Let's go 5. I can double check myself real quick. Okay, create driven 5. So now we know this is kind of centered right in the middle there. So now obviously we are gonna extrude in this direction. And what did I say? I could go up to 25. Let's start with minus 22 and see how that looks. Okay, so there's our pocket. So you can see the design starting to take shape now. Okay, so as of right now, the Kindle would be sitting straight up and down. So let's do a draft on this. Let's see if we can get it the right direction here. So if we wanted to go 15 degrees, which would give us the intended angle, that cuts out the bottom. So let's now go over the other tool. So I'm going to delete that, and I could go back here and just change this to be like 30 or 29 or something, add a few more millimeters, but let's go over this tool, and that's the press pull. So I can literally just select press pull, select that surface, pull it down, and then let's say 4 millimeters, hit OK. Now let's try to draft it real quick. Click on the front, click on the bottom, see if I can go 15. Went 15 degrees, okay. We don't have any failures in our body now. Okay, so to guide this thing and going in, we will go over the chamfer tool now. I don't think we've gone over that yet in the lesson, so click on chamfer. Right now it's set up for equal distance. You can do 2 distances. We're going to stick with equal distance right now, but I can show you in a second what 2 distances would look like. Let's go 1.5. Okay, that looks about right. If I wanted to taper it more, I could go 2 distance, and I could say, like, let's go 3 there. Oh, that broke it. 1.5, let's go 3 on this one. There we go. So now you can see that it went 1.5 down, but it went 3 over. I don't really like the way that looks, but you get the idea of why you might want to use a 2 distance. Okay, there we go. Let's do some more chamfers, and we're going to do all the edges. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to go equal distance 3 millimeters. Okay, so that kind of has it looking a little bit better now. The next thing I'd like to do is insert an SVG. I have my logo that I like to put on a lot of stuff, and I have it in SVG format, so I don't need to go and try to sketch out that logo every single time. So the first thing we want to do is select the face where we want to put it. So I've selected that. I'm going to create a sketch on that surface. I'm going to hit Insert SVG, Insert from my computer. I'm going to go to Recents and click it. So you can see it's rather large. Within our window here, we can move it and scale it, and I would recommend getting it right where you want it and scaling it and doing all that before you hit OK, because it probably won't let you do it after that. So let's see what it looks like at 0.25. That's looking still too big, but at least we can see it now. Let's try 0.2. Oof. Okay, so it already scaled it down once, and when I went 0.2, it was scaling it down 0.2 of where we were just at. So let's try 0.8. Still too big. 0.5. That's closer, still probably too big. Let's try 0.4. 0.3. Oh, looks like it did it again. Okay, that looks a little better. It's not quite centered. That's pretty close. We could go up just a hair, and so it went -5. Let's go -1. Boom. That looks pretty good. So now I'm going to hit OK. Otherwise, it would have been hard to try to move that. In fact, I don't think it'll let you if I try to. Let me try to rescale it real quick and see if it'll let me. Yeah, it's not letting me. Anyway, so that's why you kind of want to get it where you want it beforehand. I've been through this before. So now I can hit Finish Sketch. I'm going to cut this in to this face, and I'm just selecting every single piece. Okay, once you have everything, let's go -1 and hit OK. Boom, there we go. We are done. Let's save this in the usual format. Lesson 4, save, and export. Oops. Okay, we have our Bambu P1S, lesson 4. Put her in there. Okay, let's change the color on this to green. Alright, see how that thing came in crooked? Let's hit auto orient. Boom. Now it's flat. That should print pretty good at that angle. Alright, here's our print. We just did it in PLA. Let's see how it fits. Fits right in there. So now, if you're reading, all you got to do is just click on the pages. So, there we go. If you guys liked this lesson, if you learned anything, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, check out the merch on our website. We'll see you guys next time.